And yeah, this is the Chillerbox design. So yeah, there we go, mission complete, and we're done. So yeah, the loadout we're going to be using for this Chillerbox design is the Ice King. The Ice King basically has an effect which freezes the husks that hit the structures for 4 seconds, and it can trigger once every 15 seconds for each of the husks. Recycling gives us back some of the materials, so we can keep doing this. It works best with 4 players. And the rest of it is just going to be lofty architecture, power modulation, mega bass, grease the wheels, and tough traps. Hey everyone, this is going to be a video on the Chillerbox base design for a retrieve the data mission. In order to build this, you're just going to have to make sure that you obviously build in the right element. Also, wall weakening is going to hinder this quite a bit. But to build this, what you're going to do is have your walls with doorways open into it. Then we're going to run round in a circle and build floors all the way around. Next, we're going to edit these corner floors into diagonal floor pieces. Once we've edited these into diagonal floor pieces, we're going to jump up and place these double 2 high walls on each of the sides. So each of the sides will now look like this, and we leave the doors in them as well. It's easier to do. Next, we can go open the door, and we're going to be pushing a stair, a floor, and then back to these stairs, and then you edit half of the stairs so that you can easily get round and up. Once we get up here, we're going to be putting pyramids the whole way around to connect up to all of these sides. And then we're just going to go down and mimic the same build on each of the sides. So put in the stair, the flat, the other stair. Obviously I can't build this structure here, but then it'll be going up. Once we've got this on each side, so we go around, build this on every side, and build it on the last one. So these platforms are for the constructor bases, as well as it makes very easy transport up and down on top of the base. Next, we're going to be placing floors all the way around the outside. Now these are to make sure that the whole construction doesn't just topple down when anything breaks, and it keeps the pyramid pieces from breaking when you're trying to do it. It just makes it easier to build and makes it less fragile. Then what we're going to do is edit all of these in so that they make a pyramid structure on top, like going inwards towards this section. Once we got this, we're going to stay on top, and we're just going to edit holes into each of where the tops of the stairs go. So we're just going to put holes in each of these. Well, there would be one here, but this doesn't have a proper stair pathway. And then we're going to come down, and we're just going to level up everything here. Everything in this core bit down the bottom and in the center must be fully tiered up. A really easy way to also get this like tiered all the way up is just to stand in the middle and just jump up and down and just kind of hit the upgrade button and get all the walls necessary. Then we're just going to make sure all these floors are leveled up to the top. What we're going to do is then place floor launchers. You can get away with 106 ones for this. I'm just going to use the 130s. Although these are actually way too powerful. What am I doing? Yep, way too much impact. You want to have 4 impacts on these floor launchers. So this is going to scuff and they're going to go over. Next, you can just tier up the roof just to about 2. You don't really have to do it to 3, but it's useful to have it more than 1 in case it gets damaged. And then we can do the same just a little bit with these corner pieces. Now if we're doing this solo, what you're going to want to do is find a side where they're not coming from or not going to be able to get to very easily, and we're going to place our base underneath one of these side panels. If we're playing in a 4-player, what we're going to do is you're going to be placing your bases on top on each of these platforms up here. So if we run through a door, you'll be placing your base on each of these platforms. Now there'll be one every single side. You'd want to use base recycling with this strategy because you're not trying to kill the husks, you're just trying to keep them suspended in the central box above here. Now I have mucked up actually. Now what we want to do is come around and edit 2 of these doors. We're just going to edit them into windows, because these will be for wall lights. So the traps we will be using for this will be 2 wall lights. So yeah, the only traps we're going to need are 2 wall lights, 1 floor freeze trap with it must have increased building health on it, and then that is it for those extra traps for the box. So quickly get down, we will look, so we will start the mission, start the objective, yep, and oh, we need the take the defender off, they're gonna screw this run up. Now so yeah, what we're gonna be able to do is we go up the top. So before we shoot it down, we're gonna stand up the top, and you're going to have the wall lights ready. You want to have the wall lights ready for when you're going to be jumping down. So have those kind of pre-selected. Once we shoot the balloon down, we're going to jump in and then put the wall lights on either of the windows. Once this is done, we're going to go underneath the base and sit in this tiny little room down here. Now if you have banners, this is great, because once you've got it to tier 3, all you do is you whack the banner down and it'll give you the extra boost of health to the structures, and you can do this when you've got multiple people. Obviously I have forgotten to do something, and I forgot to put the floor freeze. So now what I can do, I'm going to go back up the top and put the floor freeze down. If I can just get these husks away from the door, so I can get over there, and we shall go. Oh, the only one that I didn't have an opening for. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back up the top, and this is where we chuck our slow field. So as we throw our slow field in, and now I'm also going to go and put my floor freeze. Can't believe I mucked this up horribly. So we go down and we put our floor freeze in the bottom, and this is going to be the core build. And can we crawl out? Nope, I guess we're stuck in here with them. But yeah, so what I actually did mess up with doing this is you don't put both the wall lights at the same time. What you want to do is have it where you have the wall lights put down one at a time. So you'd wait for the first husk you'd put the wall lights in, then you'd put the freeze in, and then you wait till one husk comes in, and then put the second wall lights just after the wall lights trigger on him, to stagger the wall lights, so that the first one would go off, and then 3 seconds later the other one would go off, and it would keep them all staggered throughout the duration of the wave. And then you could just leave them like this, and they would just keep getting staggered. And yeah, this is the Chillerbox design. So they're not only getting frozen by the effect of the base, they're also getting frozen by the floor, and they're getting stunned by the wall lights. The way that this is also working quite nicely is that because of the floor health is a lot higher, what they're actually doing is they're not attacking the floor, and they're actually trying to attack the walls and the windows. So if I quickly go down and give you a look. Right, so yeah, I've just put the settings on so we can see the health of the walls. So on the walls with the doors, it will have this health, and with the windows it will also have the same health. So what you can do, where you have these 2 doors, these will have the same HP as the windows, which means when you go and put your wall lights on these, they'll still also aggro both, as long as you don't have any sort of increase of health on either of these traps, or on one of the wall lights. Okay, something I think has broken the walls at the bottom while I've not been paying attention. No, nothing's got in at all. It's just being stupid. I don't know why it's taking damage. It's never done this before. I honestly don't know. It's probably the flingers with their gas. Because there is no breakages whatsoever in here. Unless I got unlucky with the wall lights and they've actually yeah, got through the floor or something silly. But yeah, this is all you need to do with this really, is you can just leave them in the top. Once they're in the top, this is it really. Just every now and then chuck down one of these and place down your decoy. And that's it really. We just watch the rest of the wave, I guess. There will be a mini boss coming in a bit, but all you need to do with him is just give him some walls really. Just make sure there's a wall there, but generally they'll just be breaking the walls in the middle. You can go down the bottom and just you just spin around if you want. So yeah, and since we've got a reduced cooldown on the the decoy, we can shove decoys down in here as well. So I hope you like it, and I'll just leave this video playing out just for the rest of the waves. Well, the rest of the wave, not waves. But yes, that is some tips I will give, is actually place this wall light first. Let the first trigger happen on the very first husk. Then place the second wall lights after the first trigger by about 2 seconds later. And then they'll stagger between with the timings, because the husk will remain inside. He won't move, and so it will constantly keep these the wall lights will stay in perfect sync with each other, because it will only be triggering on that one little mini husk, and even that one little mini husk will keep both of these in perfect sync. And then yeah, the floor freezes also for the extra health and to freeze as well. So it's all just time delay really. And then you got the decoy you can chuck in for the extra decoy. And that's this really. You just trap them all in here and we're good. I will be, when a 140 mission comes out, I will be doing a video on that. I did have some clips where I used to do this on 140 missions for like 8 hours solid, but I think they've been lost. So as soon as the moment that a 140 mission comes out, I'll be doing this on a 140 4-player. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This was just a video on the Chillerbox design with using the Ice King for the extra freeze. So yeah, I'll see you guys around, and until next time.